Too many times churches get stuck inside their building. And I get it. These churches have spent millions of dollars and trained these volunteers to run their programs and their services. So I get that. And that's not all a bad thing. But I can't help but look at the life of Jesus and how he equipped his disciples to preach the gospel, to heal the sick, to cast out demons, to serve people. One of the things that we get to do in our house church every once in a while, probably like every fifth Sunday and on some holidays, is we cancel our church gatherings. Okay, maybe we don't cancel it, but rather we change it up a little bit. We come together either in a park or to do a service project with a family that's in need and come together and serve and fellowship and have some fun. It's always a super special time when we get to do one of these things throughout the year. Once, some of my neighbors who are disabled needed help with their landscaping in the front of their home. So our church came together on a Sunday, got our work gloves, got our equipment, and we raked their leaves and trimmed their trees and was able to serve them. Another time, an elderly woman needed her overgrown plants trimmed and her garden de-weeded, so we did that for her. Another time, our friend Denise needed her home more wheelchair accessible, so we made a wooden ramp for her front door, we rebuilt her concrete walkway, and cleaned and organized her house for her. We also used some Sundays as an opportunity to go to the park and have some fun and fellowship together. We always invite friends who wouldn't normally come to church to show them what Christian community looks like and talk about Jesus to them. This past Sunday, we were at a park and we got a chance to share our food with those around us and share the love of Jesus and pray with people. We actually prayed for one woman who had a brace on her foot, and after a few minutes of praying with her and talking with her, she was able to walk around without the boot because the pain was gone. It was a really good time for our church family to experience praying for people and evangelizing and getting out of the four walls of not just our traditional church building, but even our house church. Because we have the flexibility of meeting in a home, we also have the flexibility to pivot and meet in a park for our gathering. And so maybe we should call our gatherings a park church. Now we'll stick to house church. This instills in our group culture that we value more than just going to church, but actually being the church that God has called us to be. And changing up our gatherings in this way really helps us accomplish three things. Number one, it strengthens our covenant friendship. When we work together and sweat together and push each other towards evangelism very regularly, our bonds are strengthened, not just relationally, but spiritually. Number two, it prioritizes loving others by serving them. When this is done well, our community should immediately feel the impact of love for them. And this fulfills the great commandment, love God and love others. Number three, it gets us out of our comfort zones. Too many times, churches just get comfortable, and the only way to get out of that comfortability is to push ourselves to do uncomfortable things, like meeting in a new place or regularly evangelizing to people, sharing the gospel, even praying for the sick to get healed. That pushes our faith and helps us to grow. So to conclude, I'm not saying that every church needs to cancel their church services in order to actually be the church. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just pointing out how our church has grown so much as apprentices of Jesus by changing up our church gatherings and going out and sharing the gospel at the park and serving people in their homes. It's really transformed our personal life and our church life collectively. And so maybe this encourages you who are watching this video to not just go to church, but to be the church, to see that identity in you, that you are the bride of Christ, but not just you individually, you collectively as the church, as one body together, growing and being the church that God desires us to be. So whether that means joining a house church in your local area or a traditional church with a building down the street, my goal is to help you get plugged into the body of Christ, to a local church in your area, to serve, evangelize, and preach the gospel, and of course to grow as apprentices of Jesus. Thanks for listening. God bless you guys.